this is a sci-fi opera, but I think you'd be diminishing it by just labelling that. These issues that are being dealt with are very human, and they're very, they're for the now. There's elements of grief involved, and the grief that people don't want to process about what it is to be a man, or why a man would or wouldn't feel a certain way, and the pressures from society to feel a particular way in result of a trauma, which I resonate with. You know, as a young man myself, growing up, we always heard things like, you know, boys don't cry, and that is prominent in this piece too. People trying to run away from their feelings. It's most definitely relatable. I don't think it's so much a commentary on, you know, there's too much technology in our lives. I think it's more so to do with how we use it to escape from things we might be afraid of. Yona is the only human, or at least the only human he's aware of in the piece. And he is a robot builder. He is living his life amongst these things he has created. He has isolated himself from the outside world, and we're kind of getting an idea of his day-to-day. And with the piece, this day-to-day is disrupted by an outside element that he's unaware of. Alma is a robot, or a cyborgy kind of creation that Yona has made. And he's interacting with her at the start of the opera, and you're wondering, like, what is the relationship here? You might think, depending on how you view Yona, that it is strange, it's something has been built maybe to satisfy particular desires. But you really have to get the whole story to realize what is the relationship. There's an outside element that comes in and starts to influence Alma in a different way, and Alma starts to realize that Yona might not be the best thing for her. And she decides she doesn't want the life that Yona wants to give her, or wants to keep her boxed in with. You start to think that who's smarter, the human or the robot? One of the things that we didn't want at all was the idea of a robot going beep beep boop, I'm a robot, and it would really diminish what the piece is. So it was a really, really tricky time for, I'm lucky because I'm playing a human, so I'm fine, but for those who are playing the humanoids, they had to find a balance between what is robotic, what's human. When we look at robots, or how we know them, of course the big difference humans and robots is the fact that we're organic and they're not. But they're hardware, if you want to put it like that, and then on the outside they're made to look human. But for somebody like Yona, who's completely immersed himself with hardware around him, and then he's organic in the middle, it's two sides of the same coin. It's still the same amount of hardware and organic material, but it's just the other way around. And then it does pose the question, who is more robotic in that sense? And that's a really interesting thing to think about.